Pause the video, guys, and try question number 5 from a Pearson Edexcel full A-level maths past paper involving completing the square and graph transformation and also a bit of domain and range at the end. Okay, so pause the video, okay, and try this question. Can you get 10 out of 10 on question number 5? Question 5 says, f of x is given by the function f of x equals 2x squared plus 4x plus 9, where x belongs to the set of real numbers. Part A, write f of x in the form a brackets x plus b all squared plus c, where a, b, and c are integers to be found. So this is written in completed square form. Step 1, take a factor of 2 out, okay, either out of all 3 terms or out of the first 2 terms. Okay, I'm going to take it out of all 3, okay, just for argument's sake. I have x squared plus 2x, okay, plus 9 halves, okay. I'm writing it as a fraction deliberately, even though I can use a calculator. Obviously, you're welcome to write it as 4.5. I'm now going to complete the square on what's inside the bracket using the traditional GCSE method to complete the square. So we're going to have the following. We're going to have 2 open brackets. We've got a bracket there, and then bracket again. X plus half of the coefficient of x, so half of positive 2, that would be positive 1. Close the brackets, square it, subtract the square of this number, so subtract 1. Okay, so that would be that part there. Okay, and then plus the 9 halves. Okay, close the bracket. Okay, I'm now going to tidy this bit up. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 bracket x plus 1 all squared. And then I can write the minus 1 as minus 2 halves. So I've got minus 2 halves plus 9 halves. That will go to plus 7 halves. Okay, minus 9 plus 2 goes to 7, goes to 7 halves. I'm going to have 2 bracket x plus 1. Okay, all squared plus 7 halves. Okay, and close that big bracket. I can now expand it in, so this times this, and then this times this. I have 2 brackets x plus 1 all squared, and then 2 lots of 7 halves becomes 14 halves. The 2's obviously just cancel, so I get plus 7. So my final answer, guys, is 2 brackets x plus 1 all squared plus 7. Okay, so that for me was like a bog standard grade 9 GCSE maths question and GCSE further maths question on completing the square where the coefficient is bigger than 1. Okay, again, there are other methods to obviously do this, but this is like one of my preferred methods. That's question 1A done. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And again, if you're unsure, please revise the topic, completing the square. Okay, when the coefficient is equal to 1 and when it's greater than 1. Okay, what about part B, guys? So let's take a moment here to obviously read part B. Part B says, sketch the curve with the equation y equals f of x. Sorry, guys, about my cough. Y equals f of x, showing any point of intersection with the coordinate axes. Okay, and coordinates of any turning points. So the turning point of this is the reverse of this sign here. So it's minus 1, 7. The 2 does not actually affect the turning point. The 2 just says how steep the curve is. So it looks something to minus 1, 7. It crosses the y-axis at 9. So it looks something like that, okay, where the number there is 9, okay, 0, 9, and the coordinates will be minus 1, 7, okay. So this quadratic does not actually have any real roots, i.e. it never crosses, okay, the x-axis, okay, so it has no distinct real roots, we can say, okay. it is always going to be above the x-axis, okay, and it crosses the y-axis at 9, but the coordinates, if you're interested, are going to be 0, 9. Okay, that's that part there done. Okay, what about part CI? Describe fully the transformation that maps the curve with the equation y equals f of x onto the curve with the equation y equals g of x, where g of x is equal to this. You've got 2 brackets x minus 2 all squared plus 4x minus 3, okay, where x belongs to set real numbers. Okay, so this is actually a bit more trickier. Okay, so if we just break it so bit by bit first, we can see that we've got an x minus 2. So we're going to actually have to expand this here because obviously I've got this 4x minus 3, okay? If this 4x wasn't there, it'd be a bit more easier, okay? But I'm going to have to expand all this and then complete the square again, okay? But what you could do, okay, is if you set x equals 0, what would the value of y be? So when x is 0, you're going to have minus 2 squared, that would be 4. 4 times 2 is 8. Then plus 4 times 0 would be 0, minus 3. So when x is 0, y is 5. Okay, but we don't know the turning point. Okay, so across the y-axis at 5. Okay, and we can't just solve that because it requires us. Okay, so I'm going to actually have to expand all that out. I'm going to have, so 2 lots of x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay, and you got plus 4x minus 3. Okay, if this 4x wasn't there, then I could actually monitor it. Okay, so it'd be quite easy. But because that 4x is there, it's that messed up, like, yeah, the transformation, it's not as obvious. And I'm going to expand it. So I have 2x squared minus 8x, but plus 4x would be minus 4x. Then I've got plus 8 minus 3, that would be plus 5. Okay. So it's this, okay, so it's a very similar curve. It's just been translated, no, it hasn't, sorry. So if we look here, okay, so I'm now going to complete the square on this. Okay, very similar method. Okay, the y coordinate is going to be 5. We know that actually, yeah, but if we complete the square, so we're going to have 2 lots of x squared minus 2x minus 5 halves. Okay, complete the square on what's inside the bracket. Okay, the reason why I'm doing this, guys, here is because it's positive 4x, it's not very obvious. If that positive 4x wasn't there, then I can easily compare this with this, okay? But because of that 4x there, that's messed it up a bit, yeah. So it's not as easy, or it's not as clear or succinct, I could say, to find what the actual transformation is this year. And it's pretty picky or what is just here. So it's actually really quite picky for, like, because I'm guessing this part would be worth actually 2 marks, that'd be worth 1 mark, or 3 marks and 1 mark. Okay, but yeah, I think it's quite harsh on the marking there, but again, it is what it is, guys, isn't it? It's frustrating, I know, but we're going to do x minus 1 all squared. Okay, half of the coefficient of minus 2, or half the coefficient of x. So half of minus 2 is minus 1. Square it, so subtract the number squared, and then subtract 5 halves. Okay, close the bracket. Okay, and I'm going to get minus 7 halves. So when I simplify this, I'm going to get 2 brackets x minus 1 all squared minus 7. Okay, because that becomes minus 2 halves. Minus 2 halves minus 5 halves makes minus 7 halves. And then when you expand that bracket in and you simplify it, it goes to this. Okay, sorry, that jumping steps here. So now the coordinates of the turning point are 1 minus 7. So somewhere down here, let's say, and it crosses the y-axis at 5. So I'm guessing it looks something. Sorry, guys. Very well done there. Okay, I messed that up a bit. I apologize. Okay, so the full transformation, okay, I've got minus 7. So you look at the difference in the x. Okay, so look at the translation. Okay, so it goes across 2 and then down 14. Okay, so it's a translation, okay, of 2 across and then minus 14 down. Okay, that's the translation vector. So it's a translation, okay, because if you look here, the numbers and the coefficient parts are the same. What's different is just the translation, okay. We're going from minus 1, 7 to 1 minus 7, okay. The only problem though is it crosses the y-axis at 5. Is that right? No, sorry. It crosses it at, what am I talking about? It crosses it at minus 5. Sorry, minus 5. Yeah, sorry, minus 5. Okay, ignore me. So it crosses the y. Oh, no, but it doesn't though. Wait a second. When we put in x is 0, we get 4, 8. That goes to 0. That goes to 5. When I put 0 into here, I get 1, 2. I get 2 minus 5 here, which is minus 7. But that's the same function as that. I get 2x squared minus 8x plus 4x makes minus 4x. And then I've got positive 8 minus 3 is going to be 5. However, sorry, okay, ignore me, sorry. This is where I'm making mistakes now, okay? Sorry, guys. Ignore me so far. So that becomes 3 halves, sorry. So that should be a positive 3 there. Okay, sorry about my mistake. Okay, I fixed it now. So it should be 1, 3. So 1, 3. And it crosses the y-axis at 5. So we've now got the coordinates 1, 3. So it's a translation of, now we're going to be careful here, f of x onto that, yeah, so it's translation of 2 units to the right and then 4 down. There we go. Okay, that makes sense now because obviously 0, 9, it would obviously go 2 across and then it would go that, okay, obviously 0, 7, or 0, 5, sorry, would come from here from one of these points to the side, okay. So that is my answer for that. Okay, sorry for like messing up actually there, guys. Okay, so sorry, I'm recording it out late at night. Okay, but we got there in the end year, so yeah, it's positive 3 halves. Okay, bang, there we go. Okay, again, take your time actually. Okay, I've got a habit of like rushing things, which is why I make so many mistakes. But take time actually, please, yeah, take your time in the exam, guys. Okay, that 1 minus there can like ruin your whole question. But do not panic because they'll give method marks in the exam. Okay, and obviously read it carefully. But what about this next one? Find the range of the function h of s is this, where x belongs to real set numbers. Okay, so are there any values of x that would cause me a problem? Well, no. Okay, unless the denominator is equal to 0. So x can be any number, okay, Because if I'm not mistaken, if you complete the square on that, the turning point would be above the x-axis, if I'm not mistaken. How do I know that actually is because you have two brackets x squared plus 2x, and obviously plus 9 halves. You have x plus 2 all squared minus 4 plus 4.5. Yeah, so that will still obviously become positive, yeah. So the range would just be, yeah. So the range would just be h of x. But this is the issue though. So can this ever be negative though? That is the question. I don't think it can. Okay. This will always give you a number that's bigger than 1, right? I think. Let's just complete this question. Yeah, so let's just complete the square quickly on this. Why is my keypad being funny now? So I think here, h of x will always be greater than or equal to 0, or greater than 0. Okay. Of 2 open brackets, x plus 1 all squared, subtract 1, see, plus 9 halves. Okay, that'll be 2 halves. So that'll be 7 halves. Oh, yes, here, sorry. What am I doing? It's done for me there, sorry. I was being oblivious there. So, we're dividing by that. But that can never be negative, can it? Because whatever value of x you get, if you square it, it becomes positive. Yeah. So h of x will always be greater than 0, basically. Okay. And h of x would belong to the set of real values. Okay. Therefore, guys, that is going to be my answer, okay, to question number 5, okay? So again, a very, very meaty question with lots of algebra bits, okay? The key message, guys, yeah, okay, sorry for like making actually mistakes here. I actually apologize profusely, okay? That's coming because I'm like rushing the question here, because obviously I'm working on like a um, timed video, okay? Do not obviously rush here. Obviously, I know you only have obviously 2 hours, but take time actually, especially with like the negative and positives, okay? Because it's so easy to make a mistake. Yeah, in my previous video actually, which I've actually put online now, um, I got the mathematics actually question wrong here because I copied down minus a half instead of minus 2. Okay, and that ruined the whole question for the last part. But I still got 3/4 of the marks. Okay, according to the mark scheme. So my job is to try and obviously help you collect marks. But again, I do apologize, Kate, and I'll make it very clear that any mistakes here, I actually apologize here for any mistakes that are made. Okay, it's because A, I record them late at night, and B, I rush the questions quite aggressively, quite fast. But please, please, obviously in the exam, take your time, copy it out, okay, neatly, okay, obviously in the right order, okay, on your piece of paper. Obviously, I don't have much space here, so I have to like delete stuff and copy and paste it, okay. But obviously in the exam, you'll be given like a booklet, obviously write down your answers in, okay, but write it in order, okay, step by step, and check for your negative signs or any positive signs, okay, especially when you're completing the square or differentiating or integrating, especially when you have like binomial expansion, okay. So, but I do apologize here, and it's like a little apology ending to the video. I apologize for any mistakes that are made in any lives or any um, videos. I can teach A maths this year, and last year I helped a student achieve a grade B in A maths. Okay, and that was just teaching the pure section, never mind the mechanics of stats. Okay, so I can teach it, yeah, and I am capable of teaching it. But yeah, sorry about, yeah, actually remember again, sorry for like any mistakes here that I made. Please do obviously point them out to me, okay, in the comment section. Okay, but don't obviously take the mickey and say, oh, Sir's always making a mistake. Remember, my argument back to you would be that I'm collecting marks. My videos are giving you full walkthrough, detailed solutions. Okay, so any mistakes that I make, okay, please don't obviously make them actually in the exam, okay? So that is a message actually for you guys. But thank you, but anyway, thank you for watching. Take care, all the best.